Hello, and welcome to The Discriminating Gamer, the board game review show that asks the question, are any monsters good at math? The answer? None. Unless you count Dracula. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go ahead and take a look at Challenge of the Superfriends from Cryptozoic Entertainment. Challenge of the Superfriends from Cryptozoic Entertainment plays 2 to 4 players and revolves around the 1970s Hanna-Barbera cartoon TV show. This features, of course, the DC Comics heroes as they fight for truth, justice, and the American way. Now, how this game works is each player is going to go ahead and grab a deck of 10 cards that correspond to one of the DC heroes. You can either be Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, or Batman and Robin. I guess they count as one. Anyway, what you're going to do is take their deck. Now, their decks have 3 special cards which feature just that hero, but then they all have other heroes in their deck. You know, Hawkman, The Flash, Green Lantern, etc., etc. You're each going to take those decks, you're going to draw 3 cards. Now, you're going to put out the objective deck cards. And these cards correspond to the number of players. If you have a 4-player game, you're going to put out 4 cards. And these objective cards are going to have victory points printed on them. They're also going to feature villains, you know, like the Riddler, or Captain Cold, or, Lex Luthor, all these kooky guys. You're going to go ahead, you're going to put those out there. Now, so in addition to victory points, they may sometimes have negative victory points, and they may also have special conditions, texts that say, when this card comes out, do something, or if you gain this card, you have to do something. So what you're going to do is you're each going to take one of the cards from your hand simultaneously. You're going to put it in the middle, and you're going to flip them over at the same time to see who wins that particular round. Now, how you win the round is they each have a power number in the corner. This number indicates how strong that particular hero is. It's also going to have a much smaller number right next to it. That smaller number is the tiebreaker. In the event you both play, say, a flash card, you're going to go ahead and then look to that smaller number to see which one has the tiebreaker number. So you're going to go ahead, whoever has the most strength is going to be the first to pick which card from the objective that they want. They're going to want the highest victory point number, or if they're all bad cards, then the least bad card. Then the next highest person will go, they'll pick a card until everybody has picked one of the cards. Now, as I say, some of these cards may have text on them, and some of the cards you play may have text on them that have special effects. You may be required to draw a challenge card. The challenge card comes off of the challenge deck, and that's just things that say, next round you can't do this, or you have to do that. There's all sorts of various kooky things that happen when you play those cards from those challenge decks, so you got to be very careful when you get those as well. Now, once you go ahead and you've got your card from your objective deck, you're going to go ahead, draw another card, and you're going to go ahead and play the round over again. You keep playing a total of 6 rounds like that until until the end of 6 rounds, at which point you total up all your victory points, and whoever has the most wins that match. You essentially keep playing matches until somebody wins 2 matches. The first person to win 2 matches wins Challenge of the Superfriends. That's the game in a nutshell. There's a little bit more going on here, but not a whole lot. It's a very simple, very straightforward game. Essentially, you just read the text as you play. You play those cards simultaneously, and whoever has the most strength wins the match. And then again, like I say, any text from challenge cards or objective cards that come out apply to you, and you play them and you work them. It's very simple. It's a very straightforward game. Not hard at all. This is a very, very light card game. The game itself it's an interesting game. It's a fun game for what it is, for being as light as it is, but it's not going to appeal to everybody. This, to me, feels like a game that's not really a gamer's game. It's more a game you would play with younger people, or maybe just kind of as an icebreaker to get people into the hobby. Experienced gamers might be a little bored with this. I got a little bored with it after a while. I think fundamentally it's a decent game. It's got some fun moments, and you are competing. You've got some real competition there. But it just kind of samey after a while. You know, you play one match and then you get gearing up for the next one. It's like, okay, more of the same. So for me, it was a little bit too light, a little bit too non-gamery, if that's a word. I generally can see the application of this game, but it's not really one I'm going to be reaching for very often. It's not a bad game. I don't think it's a bad game. I think it's an interesting game. I think it's a competitive game. It's just not my cup of tea. So the recommendation for the discriminating gamer for Challenge of the Superfriends is try it before you buy it. Thank you once again for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we ask you to please leave a comment for us on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on our Facebook page, or on thediscriminatinggamer.com. We ask you to please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. We are The Discriminating Gamer, and I gotta tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the real super friends are the ones you play board games with.
Please somebody help me on my feet again, and I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know where I've been. Please somebody help me on the solid ground. It's a long time, and I'll be dying. Once a year I wind up in the band.
So, what are you guys playing here?
Alhambra? We're trying to figure it out.
Oh, it's actually pronounced Hanna-Barbera. It's one of my favorite games.
Awesome.
It's a very, very cool game. I would be more than happy to teach. Mind if I show you?
Yeah,
Oh,
please do,
absolutely.
please do.
It's a very, very complicated game. So you kind of got the right idea. You got the right idea. I see you guys have already placed your, except for you made a couple of errors. Okay, there you go. There you go. Okay, so what you got here is you got these 4 large chips, and you place them like they're mysteries. And you place them upside down like that. Okay, so go ahead, draw one card from this. No, this is the second pile. Draw from that pile right there.
All right, so I get 5.
5. Ooh, ducats. Those are not due to the economies of the 2 different countries that we share. The value is actually those are less than my florin. Okay, that's correct. Now, at any time you can steal another person's piece. You must have already read that rule.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and move one piece, and now as you move one, you get
One card.
One card. That's
All right.
correct. One card. Okay,
All right.
now it's your turn. Go ahead. But
She doesn't
you
have
don't have a piece. So now you have the option to either steal a piece, or you can draw 5 cards.
Ooh, yellow
Yeah.
card. All right.
Oh, man.
Okay. But now you don't get any cards. You don't get to do anything, and that's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna
draw
steal
a
the
card.
red.
Okay.
Red guy.
Okay. Now you have 2 pieces.
Yes.
What'd you get?
8.
Oh, just a green 8.
Green
That
eight.
means you just get to move the green piece 8 spaces.
Awesome.
Awesome. So
Okay,
1,
let's
2,
do
3,
that.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We made it past the mezzanine. We flipped over the spot. Luckily, you got the mezzanine, which means you get this whole deck. It's now your deck.